As a freshman in college, I did feel a call to full-time Christian ministry. I explored that through Baptist Campus Ministry. I jumped into men's Bible study, I got involved in mission trips, I got involved as well in leadership. I think my first leadership position was I worked with international students. And so I was a freshman working with international students. And so it was really, being exposed to different cultures was great. But they always emphasized that we're here to support the local church. And so for me, that was significant because my high school experience was I went through 3 or 4 youth ministers. And so I never had that kind of consistency until I got to BCM. And I had one campus minister, 4 years, who met with me weekly. I mean, here's someone I had in Brother Eddie who had been a pastor, was raising a family. Here I was about to be engaged to be married, knowing I was going to go off to seminary, and just having that mentor in my life and watching the way he worked with the students, watching the way that he poured his life into my life, impacted me more than anything. We prayed together, I shared burdens I had, I talked about my family, dreams I had, talked about this girl I was dating named Jennifer, who would be my wife, who I met through BCM. Talked a lot about ministry. I was called to ministry at Baptist Campus Ministries in the chapel of the BCM. God spoke to me as I read the Bible and made it real clear that I was supposed to surrender to full-time Christian ministry. So BCM completely changed my life. When I started doing the Bible studies and started realizing that we're called to be on mission for God, and that missions is to the ends of the earth, but missions also is to the person next door. And I began to see my ministry at the dorms at UNA. I was an RA one semester and was able to build relationships with other students and have opportunities to share with them. In large part, since the emphasis was always on missions, it didn't make sense to have this emphasis on other places if I didn't have a heart and a desire to share my faith locally. And so I felt like that was also equipping me to be a pastor who now equips the saints to be able to share their faith in their world around them. Experiencing what I experienced at Baptist Campus Ministries, I realized that cooperative program dollars are put to well use. Most churches struggle in finding ways to minister to students from ages 18 to 30. And that's just that gap that a lot of churches struggle to know what to do with students that age. And Baptist Campus Ministries partners with local churches. It provides a campus ministry there for students. And it wouldn't be there were it not for cooperative program dollars. And so I'm a beneficiary of cooperative program through the Baptist Campus Ministries because my campus minister did not have to worry about trying to go out and raise support on top of making disciples of these students. He could have a secure environment where he could do ministry, not worry about those funds. The funds were there, he knew they were there, he could focus on ministry. The campus ministers that are there on our college campuses in our state is a huge ministry that's only made possible through the gifts of the cooperative program.